How good is a team of players all starting with the letter K? Let's find out. The all K team's offense is looking nasty. We got Nikita Kucherov, Anze Kopitar, and Patrick Kane on the first line. Jordan Kyrou, Evgeny Kuznetsov, and Kirill Kaprizov on the second line. Chris Kreider, Nazem Kadri, and Phil Kessel on the third line. He just signed with the Vegas Golden Knights, and I'm very sad about that. But I will live. Clayton Keller and Adrian Kempe pairing with Evander Kane on the fourth line. Our defense is not as sick as our offense, but it's still pretty good. Torrey Krug and John Klingberg on the first line. Erik Karlsson and Oliver Shillington, I believe is how it's pronounced. It is not pronounced with a K sound, I know that much. On the second line. And Brett Kulak and Michael Kempney on the third line. Then in that, obviously, Darcy Kemper will be starting for us, and we got Spencer Knight in the backup position. Just like always, we'll be giving this team 3 seasons to see how many Stanley Cups they can win. We're going to be ranking every letter to see which one is the best in terms of NHL talent. Year number 1, we finished with a 54-24-4 record to finish first in our division with 112 points. Leading point getter is Mr. Patrick Kane with 102 points, and he also had the most goals on the team with 48. Kucherov dropping 40, Kaprizov dropping 34, Kadri dropping 25, Kane with 22, and Anze Kopitar with 20. So we had 6 20-goal scores, which is what you like to see. Kucherov 99, Kopitar 77, so it's quite a big dip from first, second to third. Kaprizov with 66, fourth on the team. Fifth on the team is Kuznetsov with 56, Kyrou right behind him with 55, and Kadri right behind him with 53. Torrey Krug most points on defense with 45, most goals with 13. Him and Erik Karlsson tied. Karlsson, though, 10 points less, dropping 35 points. Shillington 31, Klingberg dropping 21, Kempney dropping 20, and Kulak dropping 14. Darcy Kemper finished with 43 wins and 63 games played, 9 shutouts, with pretty decent amount of shutouts, I'll say that much. A 915 save percentage and a 2.40 goals against average. Spencer Knight in the backup position, 11 wins, 22 games played, no shutouts, and an 899 save percentage, so right under the 900 mark, and a 2.81 goals against average. Dallas Stars in round 1 of our first playoff run. We win, we lose, we win. So we're up 2-1 after the first 3 games. Game number 4 is also a W. We're 1 game away from moving on, and that's exactly what happens and exactly what we like to see in our first playoff series. Kind of sets the tone. Moving on to play Minnesota in the second round. First 3 games are a win, and a loss. So once again, starting off 2-1. Game number 4, very important. They could tie the series, which they do with a 3-1 victory over us, making it a best of 3 series. Game number 5 is virtually a must win, and we lose 4-1. So now we have to win back-to-back games against Minnesota, or we are out in the second round. And that's exactly what happens. We lose 4 straight after winning 2 straight, giving up 4 goals in 3 of the games. We're out in the second round. I guess our D-core just couldn't hang, which kind of makes sense when you think about it, but it definitely sucks, I'll tell you that much. The Chicago Blackhawks, out of every team in the world, go on to win the Stanley Cup. Like, that's going to happen anytime soon. Speaking of the Blackhawks, Patrick Kane, 11 points, 3 goals, 8 assists. The player with the most goals on the team was actually a 3-way tie. Kaprizov, Krug, and Kadri all dropping 4, so Krug on defense tied for the most goals. Defensively, Krug had 9 points. The entire defensive core had 11. Karlsson with 5. Klingberg with 3. Shillington with 3. And then Kulak and Kempney with 0. 4 goals for Krug. 1 goal for the rest of the defensive core. And we decided to play Spencer Knight for a grand total of 44 minutes. He let in 5 goals on 18 shots for a 7.22 save percentage and a 6.71 goals against average. Not great look for him. 908 save percentage, 2.53 goals against average for Kemper in the playoffs. Definitely not terrible. Definitely not blaming him for the loss. We still have 2 more chances. I'll see you at the end of year number 2. Year number 2 has us going 47, 26, and 9 for a grand total of 103 points for second in our division. We'll be playing Colorado in the first round. Not sure how that's going to go. And we have a new face on the top of the point mountain. 101 points for Kucherov. Kane in second with 98. Then drops to Kopitar with 72 for third. 69 for Kaprizov. Kadri 63, Kuznetsov 51. Kyrou 51. And a solid 50 for Krug. And then drops to a solid 40 for Kreider. As for goals, Kucherov 46. Also leading the team. Kane with 40. 33 for Kadri. 30 for Kaprizov. On defense, Krug is definitely our point getter. Also had the best plus minus with 30. 50 points, 14 goals. Closest in goals was Karlsson with 11. Same with points for 37. Klingberg also dropping 37 points. Shillington at 28. Kulak 17, and Kempny 14. Not the best year in net for our boys. 38 wins in 67 games played with 2 shutouts. For Kemper, 905 save percentage and a 2.84 goals against average. I did look last year, he didn't win the Vezina with 9 shutouts. It's not like it's a record-breaking performance, and the rest of his stats weren't amazing, but I was kind of expecting him to pull it off. 9 wins in 19 games played for Spencer Knight, not ideal, and an 893 save percentage and a 3.04 goals against average. Goals against average, over 3, save percentage, under 9. Not great. Plan is definitely not to play him in the playoffs, and we are playing against Colorado, Kemper's former team. I was going to say Kemper's team, but that's not true anymore. See how we perform. 3, 2, 1, loss, win, win. That is what we like to see. We're great at starting 2-1. It's just how do we finish the series this time against Colorado? One more win, and it's a dub, and it's exactly what happens. A 4-1 series win over the defending champions. Well, I guess the defending champions are technically Chicago now. The Calgary Flames in the second round. First 3 games are a win, a 10-5 win. 10 goals for the boys after winning 1-0 in the first game. Weird. 3-2 loss, though, in the next game is even worse. Game number 4 is a loss as well, time this season. But we started every single series so far with a 2-1 lead. Consistent in that way. We really need to win game number 5. We do get it done, so we have 2 chances to put away Calgary. Can we do it in the first one? Yes, we can. 4-0. Move on to the conference finals, if I can speak properly, and Edmonton Oilers are our opponents, so we're going to go against them in the first 3 games, and we win all 3 of them for the first time, and probably the most important position to do so, except for the Stanley Cup Finals. That would be pretty great. We do take a Game 4 loss, so we're not out of the woods yet. Game 5 goes our way, and we're Stanley Cup Finals bound. The Boston Bruins are our Stanley Cup Final opponent. Can we capture that Stanley Cup with the K team? Not every letter has been able to do it. This team definitely should get it done. This is their moment. First 3 games are a win, and a win. So unless we are doing a mega Toronto choke hazard, it's not going to be a loss today. Game number 4 is a loss, 3-1. I'm a Leafs fan, by the way, if you didn't know, so I can make those jokes. So game number 5, we're still 1 win away from the cup. Just give it to us. There it is, 3-2 in overtime. Beat the Boston Bruins. We are moving on to nowhere. We're moving on to the year number 3 as Stanley Cup champions. And just like the regular season, Nikita Kucherov, 32 points to lead the team. 9 goals does not lead the team. Patrick Kane does in that category with 13, also dropping 30 points. 23 points for Kopitar, 22 for Kaprizov, 15 for Kyrou, 15 for Krug, 13 for Kadri, 12 for Kuznetsov, and 10 for Kempe. Kempe? Why did I call him Kempe? For Kempe. There we go. Kempe's kind of a great name, though. Patrick Kane, 13 goals, 10 for Kaprizov, 9 for Kucherov, 9 for Kopitar, 6 for Kadri, 6 for Kyrou, 4 for Kuznetsov, 3 for Kane, and 3 for Kessel. I could make a whole blooper reel with how long it took me to actually say that correctly, but you'll never see it. It's going to be hidden in the dark forever. 15 points for Krug leads us on defense. 8 points for Karlsson is second. 7 for Klingberg, 4 for Kempny, 3 for Kulak, and 3 for Shillington. 920 save percentage, 2.23 goals against average, and 3 shutouts for Mr. Darcy Kemper. That could be a Conn Smythe performance. I don't know if it's going to be. I think Kucherov's probably going to get it, but it could be. But the 38 minutes Spencer Knight played this playoffs was actually amazing. 1 goal against, 16 saves, 941 save percentage with a 1.54 goals against average. So he definitely did his job this time. It was, in fact, Nikita Kucherov who captured the Conn Smythe. And other than that, we didn't get any awards, so who cares? And our third and final season goes 51-29-2 for our record, 104 points earned, and number 1 in our division. Kucherov is playing amazing, 101 points in back-to-back years, 44 goals, 57 assists, 89 points for Kane was the closest to Kucherov, and 85 for Kaprizov, 69 for Kopitar, 59 for Kuznetsov, 52 for Kadri, 47 for Krug, 45 for Kyrou, and then 31 for Kessel. Goals, we're rocking 4 20-goal scorers once again, and 3 30-goal scorers, almost 3 40-goal scorers. Kucherov 44, Kane with 39, Kaprizov with 39, Kuznetsov with 21, Kadri with 19, Kessel with 18, Kane with 15, 13 for Kyrou, and 12 for Kopitar. And obviously Krug, top for defenseman in points, 47 points. Closest was Karlsson with 29, 23 for Klingberg, a 15 for Kempny, 13 for Kulak, and 13 for Shillington. And goals, Karlsson had the most with 10, and then Krug was the closest with 8. Darcy Kemper had a worse goals against average than Spencer Knight this year. Kind of rough considering Spencer Knight only won 9 of 19 games again. 2 shutouts, a 903 save percentage, and a 2.59 goals against average, which is better than Kemper's 2.08 goals against average, a 904 save percentage, 6 shutouts, 42 wins, and 67 games played, however. Vancouver Canucks in round number 1. How are we feeling? Terribly. Back-to-back 4-3 overtime losses. But on the bright side, we won 5-1 in game 3. We're not out yet. We're definitely not out yet, tying the series up with a 3-2 win in game number 4. Game number 5 needs to be a dub. And it is 6-3. Gotta keep the energy high. Gotta keep moving. Keep on trucking. It's a 3-1 loss, which means, you know what it means, unless you're new, then you have no idea what's about to happen. The fancy sim. What's fancy about it, you ask? Absolutely nothing. I just started calling it the fancy sim for no reason. Look, there's a scoreboard and goals in first period. It's so fancy. 2-0 us after the first period. It's Kaprizov and Keller both dropping a goal. Second period is a no scoring affair, which means we're pretty much in the clear unless we have a terrible period, which is easily possible to happen. But 5 minutes into no score, as it keeps ticking down, we get a power play. We bang it home. Kucherov on Demko. Garland gets one back, but who cares? We're sitting pretty. I don't know why I laughed at that. I'm sorry. 5 minutes remaining. They make it a 1-goal game. So now I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie. But they need a 1 goal. And they ain't going to get it. Kopitar on Demko. Not even an empty net. And that game is over. And we move on to the second round. The St. Louis Blues are our second round opponent. First 3 games are all W's. Exactly what I like to see. Game number 4. Also a W. We're speed running this. Just going forward. Stanley Cup. Why am I saying Stanley Cup Finals again? Edmonton Oilers in the conference finals again. The second year in a row. That's what I'm trying to say. Doesn't go the same way. We lose game 2. We're up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. We have to lose 3 games in a row to not beat Edmonton. And it's not going to happen. 5-1 win in game number 5 brings us to the Stanley Cup Finals once again. And we're just repeating history against, because we're playing Boston. First 3 games against Boston are a win and a win. We're really just repeating history, I guess. Back-to-back cups sounds pretty good to me, and that's what we're getting in a sweep of the Boston Bruins. Nikita Kucherov, 28 points, 7 goals, 21 assists to lead the team in points. 12 goals for Kopitar leads the team. It's the last person I expected to lead in goals, especially. Think of him more as a playmaking animal. He drops 12 to lead the team. Kane with 8 for second on the team. 25 points, 24 for Kopitar. 19 for Kaprizov with 7 goals. 15 for Kadri with 7 goals. And then Kemper played every single game of the playoffs. A 915 save percentage and a 2.36 goals against average. No shutouts. Definitely not the Conn Smythe. Probably back-to-back Kucherov Conn Smythes if I had to guess. That's the final thing we have to look at. And that is, in fact, the case. And it is, once again, the only award our team has earned. Kucherov with the Conn Smythe back-to-back years. Final question. Who do you think deserves to be the MVP of the team to move on to the Alphabet Super Team? I don't even feel like I mentioned that in this video. I forget quite often, I'm not gonna lie. That is up to you. Let me know down below. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.